Well, the good thing that can be said is that the suspense for over 10 lakh CBSE Class 12 students has finally ended. The formula for their assessment in the lack of board exams which have been cancelled is finally out. The Supreme Court has approved the CBSE's 30 plus 30 plus 40% formula for Class 12 students' results. But how has it gone down? First, let's break it down for you so you understand what the formula is.
The suspense for over 10 lakh students has finally come to an end. After endless uncertainty, the CBSE has now given clarity on exactly how students will be assessed. The board has finalized a 30 plus 30 plus 40% formula, a marking scheme that will take into consideration Class 10 and Class 11 marks. 30% weightage will be given to Class 10 exams and marks of the top 3 subjects will be considered. The 30% weightage from Class 11 exams will be based on average marks of all 5 subjects in term, unit and final exams, while 40% weightage will be from pre-board and practicals of Class 12. CBSE's announcement was met with mixed responses from students.
11th marks should not be considered because in 11th week it takes us time, which is very gradual process for us to understand the subjects, and after that we score well in those subjects.
Class 11th marks, the weightage that they have decided, that is 30%, should reduce to some extent.
We are into the subjects, in understanding the subjects, so we can't even compare Class 11th and Class 12 performance.
Teachers too are apprehensive over the marking criteria, particularly stressing on Class 10 and 11 results.
Still, I would feel that the percentage for Class 10 can still be lowered, so that there might be few children who would be benefited out of their Class 10 result, and there might be some who might not be benefited out of this result.
The announcement by CBSE ends months of speculation for students. Remember that students still have the option of appearing for exams if unhappy with this criteria. The results will be out by July 31st, a deadline set by the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has accepted the valuation criteria submitted by the CBSE and ICSE, but has said that there must be timely release of the results and a grievance redressal mechanism so that students can raise disputes, if any, about their results. Class 12 results likely to be released by July 31st. With cameraman Sachin and Ashutosh Mishra in New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Now, ever since the formula became public, there have been lots of reactions on social media. Here on India Today, we've had students writing into us as well on our website. The most common things that the students are asking and saying at this point of time, I've collated all of them. Number one, why suffer for past performance in being adjudged in your Class 12 results is the main question they're being asked. They're asking, why can't results be just on your previous performance in Class 12, the pre-boards and the other tests you've taken in Class 12? Why can't that be the sole criteria? Why didn't the CBSE disclose this formula for assessment earlier? Why has it happened at this late stage? What stops the CBSE from holding online examinations? That is a question that's being asked by many students even now. Why can't online examinations be held for Class 12 instead of scrapping the board exam entirely? Remember, the Supreme Court has said it will not revisit the decision by the CBSE and the government to cancel the board exam. So there is no question of there being an online exam. We have students live on 5 Live. We will also have voices from students across the country today, both live and those who've sent us their videos from CBSE schools abroad as well. And they all have opinions. They've all got a voice here on India Today and on 5 Live where they're telling you about what they think, because it is their futures, their careers, their studies that are directly impacted by this decision, for better or for worse. And you'll hear both sides. That's the, that's the thing about this story. There are those who are endorsing it, those who are extremely upset, and there are many who are simply confused by what's going on. Joining me live now are Suruchi Gandhi, principal of the Bal Bharati Public School in Delhi, We also have with us Zubin Malhotra, who is a career coach and counselor at Career Guidance India. Vaishnavi Shivani is a class 12 student. Kavya Gupta is a class 12 student. Rajneesh Gupta is a parent of a class 12 student. Himanshi Kapoor, also a class 12 student. Utkarsh Dev is in class 12 as well. Welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for being with me here on this special broadcast. We'd like to get all your voices on our channel right away, right at the start. I'm going to ask our producers to quickly brief me on which ones we already have on air right now. Okay, let's go first across to Suruchi Gandhi. She's the principal of Bal Bharati Public School. Madam, I'm coming to you first for your reactions on this assessment that have come in at this late stage. We're getting very, very diverse opinions from different students at this time. How do you see it personally? Do you think this is a good formula?
Well, it's a very famous saying in English that one man's meat can be another man's poison.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to please everybody. And there can be no universal formula that makes everyone happy. I think given the very adverse circumstances and the exceptional situation that we are in, an expert panel of educationists has come to the most viable and the most reasonable solution, even though it might make some of the people unhappy. My advice to students is that please stop overthinking. Please rise above marks. Life is not all about marks. So somewhere everybody is sailing in the same boat, and we have to accept and surrender now.
Yeah.
Whatever the decision has been there. And of course, there's a grievance redressal mechanism. There's a moderation committee. So the interests of all will be protected.
Himanshi, what is your reaction? You've seen the formula 30 plus 30 plus 40. It's 40% class 12, 30% class 11 and 30% class 10. How do you see it, Himanshi? You're in class 12.
Right. So I think giving a weightage to class 10th is still, understandable. But because we put in a lot of effort for class 10 boards, to get the subjects of our choice in 11th and 12th. But in 11th, we're just forming an understanding of our subjects and just focus on class 12 boards. So I think 11th marks should not be considered. Because obviously every student may or may not get good marks in 11th grade because of their focus on class 12 boards itself.
Okay. Vaishnavi, what do you think? You just heard Himanshi say that, it's a bad idea for class 11 marks to also be brought into the formula here. What do you think? Do you agree with Himanshi, or do you think this is a good formula?
Like what Himanshi said, I think a lot of students weren't as focused during 11th grade. I feel like in a lot of the conversations I've had, people have expressed their concerns about not scoring very well in 11th grade. But there's also the flip side of the concern over 10th grade marks being included, because a lot of the students had to do subjects that they didn't like in 10th grade. So, for example, a humanities student would have had to do science as well. And it's not sort of fair to consider the science marks to evaluate someone who's now doing humanities. But overall, I do think it's a good formula, because children who have been consistently performing well would score marks even now.
Yeah.
But now, I think those who would have wanted to improve towards the end would not have the opportunity to do so in this formula.
Kavya, what do you think? Students who, haven't performed well in 11 are going to have sleepless nights now. And let me make a confession. If I was among you right now in class 12, I would have felt the same way, because I did really well in class 10, didn't do so well in class 11. And, of course, there was no corona that time, so we had our board exams. But if someone gave me a formula like this, I've got to be honest with you guys, it would have been pretty scary for me. How do you feel, Kavya?
On the one hand, I agree with what Shivani was saying about the 10th grade results, but it's good that they're considering the best of 3 instead of having an average of all the subjects. As far as 11th grade marks are concerned, that they can be a bit dicey, because for a student, even for a serious student, it may be possible that because they were very new to the subject, they didn't have a proper understanding of it, and they probably didn't score as well as they have, or they did not live up to their potential, and did not score as well they could have in the final grade 12 exam. And there's so many, and 11th grade, because it's not viewed as an academically serious year in comparison to 12th grade, a lot of people might also focus on other things, for example, on their extracurricular activities. So there definitely is that factor. And lastly, every school has had a different question paper, a different way of evaluating their students throughout 11th and 12th grade. So of course, it won't necessarily be a level playing field for all students.
Okay, it's not going to be a level playing field, and and as Suruchi ma'am said, one man's meat is another man's poison. And the thing about this formula, and I'd like to bring Zubin Malhotra, who's a career coach and counselor, also in on this. Zubin, welcome. Kids, students who are going to have a lot of anxiety now about not having perhaps done well in class 10 and 11 and were hoping to do much better in class 12. This is going to take some working around now. There are going to be lots of kids, wondering how to fix this, and it doesn't seem like there's very much in their control now.
Shiv, with a solution like this, you take 100 kids and, you'll be hard put to find 5 or even 10 who will be really happy with the formula that has been put out. There are, whichever way you look at it, should 10th marks at all be included in your 12th final score, given that these were subjects that the students weren't studying at all? There is no choice in the 10th. If you look at it from the debate of, why 11th are being included, students are still getting used to it. They're not taking it seriously. Students will have objections to why are they being based on pre-board marks, because schools purposely make the pre-boards much tougher just to get the students geared up to, perform well on the actual boards. So whichever way you look at it, there will be students who will be unhappy. As a counselor, the other concerns that I have is that, number one, from whatever that I've read and understood, this is going to be an aggregate score that the board will give out to the student. It's no longer going to be subject-wise individual marks, which means that this specifically has an impact on admissions to universities, where there's a certain minimum score required in a certain subject, or a best of 4 out of the 5. So, there is going to be, another round of stress and change and change from the past.
Incredible.
Into how universities have admitted students and on the grade and mark.
No, because
that's point number one. Very quickly. And the second point here will be that it's not only going to be dependent just on how the student has done in class 10, in class 11, in class 12, but there is also going to be a moderation applied to the school based on the school's performance in previous years. So there are going to be other factors as well which are going to come into this, which finally results in the student being allotted a particular grade. And of course, they've come out to this point being that if you're unhappy with it, there will be an exam which will be conducted when time is conducive, without specifying, of course, when that is. But I suspect that will be way too late for this admission year and season. So it is, many students are going to be hard put.
This is very concerning, and I wonder how it's actually going to play out. Utkarsh Dev is a class 12 student also joining us. He's from the Lotus Valley School in Noida. Utkarsh, what do you think? How did class 10 and 11 go for you? How comfortable are you with this formula?
I'm not comfortable with this criteria, as although I did good in 10th, 11th was a new experience for me as we studied the subjects more deeply, so it was more difficult to score in 11th. So I believe that the criteria released by the CBSE is unfair.
Okay, you're saying it's unfair. We're getting almost, Zubin, if you notice, we're getting almost a kind of unanimous view from most students. Nobody is shocked, but everybody has some anxiety and concern about it on the issue of being judged on your past performance. We have Rajneesh Gupta also, who's a parent of a class 12 student who's with us. Rajneesh, welcome. A high pressure time for students and parents alike. So I know how you're feeling. The pressure is not anything less on you guys than the kids themselves, also the principals. But how have you received this new criteria and formula, Rajneesh?
No, I'm absolutely elated.
You're happy with it?
Yeah, we are very happy with this solution.
Okay.
I
First
think
on the show.
Yeah, so you got to be different.
Yeah.
So I think first and foremost, class 12 for students in India has always been a very stressful time. And this is, Kavya is my second daughter. I've had one elder daughter who passed out, and it's always been a very stressful experience, right? And on top of it, the risk of getting sick while going for examination was just, the pressure was really high and immense on all of us, right? And we were extremely relieved when the government took the decision to waive off the exams this time. And I think this is a fair formula in an environment which is so dynamic, so uncertain, looking at past performance over a period of time.
Yeah.
So they're not looking at only 1 year or 2 years, they're actually looking at a 3-year performance. Which is on multiple subjects, looking at internal boards. So in a way, they're looking at consistency of performance, right? And this is what they should be looking at even in the long run. Because
But this is, this is the kind of thing that actually frightens me a little bit. And even Zubin and Suruchi ma'am sort of touched upon this. I was the most inconsistent student of all. I did well in class 10. I did fairly badly in class 11. So if, post facto, after I have lost all control on the results, I no longer have any control in those results that are behind me. If someone told me I'm going to be judged on those in what's coming up next in the most important exam of my school life, that would at the very least, to put it mildly, give me some sleepless nights. I'm going to come back to all of you, and I especially want to speak to Suruchi ma'am about how principals and caretakers in schools are going to deal with the fallout of this formula, because it's going to be them who will be, they'll be the frontline workers, if I may call it that, as far as this new formula is concerned. Before I come back to you, we've been flooded with voices. Like all of you who are here with me on the show, we've been absolutely inundated with videos of students expressing their views once I opened the doors and invited them to speak on this show. Take a sampling of some of those voices.
Well, I feel that it is in favor of students to cancel the board exams. However, I feel that providing this criteria, wherein 30% marks of class 11th are also being used, is not actually a fair assessment. This is mainly because of the reason that the level of difficulty of a certain class 11th paper varies from school to school. So I feel that this is not a proper assessment for calculating the class 12th marks of a student.
I think online learning was itself a big challenge, and in board classes we strive to do our best, as boards are everything. The new 30-30-40 method would have been effective if it was disclosed in advance, and I think it's extremely unfair for the students who worked so hard in their final year. In my opinion, I think 12 marks should be given on the basis of 12 internals.
According to the latest CBSE 12th grade board exam marking scheme, 30% of the mark has been allocated from the 10th grade board exams, 30% from the 11th grade final exams, and 40% from the pre-boards and midterms of the grade 12. This is a really good criteria considering the fact that there were many students who were unfortunate to not attend the online classes or exams properly. A suggestion that is being raised from many students were that if there's a practical exam conducted in the school, the marks of those exams should be taken into consideration as well.
I approve the decision taken by the government, but it may be a big problem for the 40% marks, that is by class 12, because many of the students are not able to give the exam due to the COVID issues. And also the online class has been a haphazard because many of the students may face network issues and lag. So still it's a good decision by the government, but only with the students worry about that our certificate and the job, because probably the 2020 batch is an absolute miss, and let's hope for the best. Let's hope that we will also get job and vacancies and we will not be treated bad.
I think the new policy for the tabulation of class 12 CBSE board exams will have a mixed impact on the students' academic report. I only wish this decision had come out sooner and such delay had not been caused by the government, because the students were facing a lot of uncertainty regarding the same, and I hope that the students do not face any difficulty in taking admissions in their college of choice.
In my opinion, while class 10th examinations are uniform to all the students, whereas class 11 examination varies from school to school. So using that as a basis to calculate the marks of class 12 is not very fair to students. So class 11th examination marks should not be considered while calculating the marks of class 12th.
I believe the evaluation criteria is unfair because many students opt for commerce and arts stream and were not really good in science and maths during their class 10, and giving 30% weightage to class 10 marks will be unfair to those students because I don't think so that will give them their chance at redemption and help them get into good institute which they deserve. I think CBSE should reconsider and offer an alternate pattern.
Suruchi ma'am, clarify this for me. For students who are, who haven't perhaps done well in their class 11 exams or their class 10 exams and who are hoping to, really score a home run in the class 12 exams, do they have any redressal now or are they stuck with this formula?
You see, as an educator, my heart really goes out to these students who had been studying diligently for their board exams and to know very late that the exams will not be held. But of course, that's the best decision in the given circumstances. I agree totally. I have listened with interest to the views of the students. And I agree with them that 10th is a very basic and a very elementary class. And most of them did not have subjects of their choice. For instance, humanities students being assessed on the basis of maths in class 10th is not fair at all. But again, if we come to the other side, we see in class 11th, children are just initiated to a subject of their choice. And most of them are busy with coaching and tuitions. And as it is, they're a little non-serious in class 11.
Yeah.
So to assess on the basis of class 11th again is a little unfair. But then, as I said, a uniform policy cannot work out to please everybody. So we have to be content with the best possible mechanism that has been worked out. Class 12th also, there is a weightage to practicals, there's a weightage to pre-board exams. And if we talk of children in remote areas where, as you rightly said, they don't have access to laptops or there are network issues, many of them did not even have the access to online classes. So how can you totally judge them on the basis of class 12th exam?
Yeah.
That won't be feasible. So this is the best solution. And as the CBSE has said, there is a moderation committee, there is a grievance redressal cell,
yes,
and children have an option to appear for an exam at a later stage if circumstances permit. So I think they have a lot of options, and I feel that children should stop their overthinking now and be content with whatever destiny has to offer to them.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's incredible because most students will be wondering, we wish we could just, I don't think in any other universe would students be wishing that they could just take their board exams. Most of the time students are probably wishing they didn't need to take an exam of this kind. But here they're wishing that, I wish it was just a normal year where we could sit and take the board exams that we've been studying so hard for. Himanshi, you've heard what Suruchi ma'am has said. There will be the possibility of taking the exam at a later stage. There will be a grievance redressal system. There will be a moderation committee. But, those are all add-ons. The reality of it is this whole thing has been completely upended by the coronavirus pandemic, and it is what it is. And students like yourselves will have to, go with what you've been, the hand that you've been dealt. How are you going to deal with it? What are your chief anxieties? You are on the cusp of getting into university, to college, starting the next phase of your education. So what are your chief anxieties, Himanshi?
Yeah, so I think by the time we get an opportunity to appear for, again for a class 12 board exams, we would have gotten into a college of our choice, and the results would have been out by then, and it would be too late to actually give, another set of board exams. So
absolutely. The thing is, I don't think anybody wants to even think about their board exams once the so-called results are out based on this formula. Kavya, how do you feel about that? What is your chief concern now, right before you begin your entire admissions process into college?
The results to come out, because there's so many factors at play. For example, even if you know your past scores, you don't know exactly what the results committee of your school might decide, what exams they might consider 12th grade internal assessment. So just waiting for that. But I feel this is also the opportunity to just look back and see our higher education institutions. The reason why so many of us are so concerned is because it's possible that for some universities, the only criterion so far is just the 12th grade board examination score. So I think this is an opportunity which basically opens, which sort of stimulates us to adopt a more holistic approach when it comes to admitting students to higher education institutions.
Absolutely. Vaishnavi, what do you think? Do you think that's, the next few weeks and months is going to be smooth for you? Or do you think, there are going to be fresh anxieties for you? I mean, this is already something that's pretty big to deal with.
Yeah, I think personally, the entire period will be very anxious for the entire 12th grade system right now, because like Kavya said, we know our past scores, but we don't know what our end result might come out to be. And adding on to what Kavya said, like a lot of our central universities, especially Delhi University, is solely dependent on our board exams. So I think that's what a lot of students will be worried about, whether they'll be able to meet the cutoffs or if the cutoffs themselves will be impacted because of the new mode of evaluation that has been decided this year. So I think it will be an anxious period till we get a decision.
Zubin, there are so many moving parts in this, aren't there? I mean, by the time the dust settles on this formula, if I may use that phrase, things could be quite chaotic. When children finally get their marks and, match them against the cutoffs in the universities, I foresee, I don't know if you agree with me, Zubin, but I foresee quite a bit of chaos. I mean, there are a lot of people who are going to wonder, these are not the marks I deserved.
Shiv, at the best of times, university admissions is a hugely stressful
it is.
Period, both for the students as well as their parents. On top of that, there is this, is it fair, is it not fair, what if kind of element added on to that is only going to compound it. And as I mentioned earlier, there will, of course, be a change in how universities will also be admitting students. To this, the other point that I'd just like to add is that I sincerely hope that, we don't face a situation like we did in April and May of this year. But God forbid it does repeat itself around exam times come next year. I would really like CBSE to put out a policy that should such a scenario again ensue, this is how we're going to move forward, because what that does is, see, what happened has happened. It's not CBSE's, it's not in CBSE's control what happened earlier this year. But the students who are today in class 12, they have a clear approach that, okay, my midterm exams, my pre-board exams will carry a lot of weightage. I need to be serious about it. I need to be well prepared for them and not just take them as, one of several exams that I will give leading up to the final exam. That sort of clarity and forward thinking is what the CBSE also needs, to anticipate and put out, so that students who are currently in the 12th also don't again go through this whole roller coaster, God forbid, next year.
It's already a roller coaster, like you rightly said. Rajneesh, both Kavya and you and all of the rest of the students here on the panel seem incredibly calm in this whole situation. If I project myself back, what is it going to be, 22 years since I did my class 12 exams, I cannot imagine how I would sort of take the same kind of uncertainty, unpredictability and tumult and turbulence. How are you dealing with it? What are you telling your kids? Because Kavya seems pretty calm about the whole thing.
Of us have suffered in some way or the other, and it's not only we got to live a very, very long life. We got to look at the long term. And I think that's what we I think hopefully we've been through the worst now. We got to look ahead, and we have a long, these kids have a long life ahead of themselves. 1 year is not going to make a big difference. We are sure we're going to encounter many more adversities in the future as well. And I think this is a learning experience in itself, right? It just, makes you wonder that life is full of uncertainties and anything can happen to you at any given point in time. And I think we need to just take it as a learning experience and move on.
We also have many students joining us live from Kolkata with India Today's Prema Rajaram. Like I said, when we announced this show, we've got students from all of our cities who've wanted to put their voices on this show. Prema is with me live from the beautiful city of Kolkata. Prema, how are the students doing? How are they receiving this new formula? Okay, we'll just get back to Prema in a little bit. There's a little bit of bad weather. Okay, okay. Now, before we go back to Prema, let me play out for you students who sent us their voices in favor of this new formula. Now, if you listen to many of the voices you've heard already, most have concerns, anxieties, not very much in favor. But there are many students who are absolutely cool with this new formula. In fact, they're welcoming it and endorsing it. Here are some of those voices.
I'm satisfied with the assessment criteria given by the CBSE board. However, I have lost the opportunity to enhance my marks. But I do understand that in this situation, we cannot do anything about it, and there will be students who are satisfied with this and who are also dissatisfied.
I find the decision as very appropriate taken by the CBSE board for the cancellation of the board examination, as it is in the favor of all the students. Because in this present scenario, it is very much difficult for the CBSE board to conduct the examinations. The students are very much concerned about the result, what will be the result. For that, I do trust on the CBSE board that they will make a better and the best guideline for the preparation of the result, and the result will be very fine as the student deserve it.
Okay, we have Prema back with us from Kolkata. Prema, take it away. Tell us how those students are feeling about this new criterion and formula. Oh dear, I think there's a bit of a technical difficulty. Prema, can you hear me? Okay, there's a little bit of crosstalk there, obviously, because Prema probably can't hear me. We'll try and patch that through. Apologies for that technical difficulty. Suruchi ma'am, coming back to you now. All the anxiety, all the, the stresses and strains are normal at this time of year for students anyway, because, if the pandemic wasn't there, you'd be having the board exams right now. How are principals, how are school teachers, preparing to deal with all this turbulence now? How are you advising your students? There are many students who are tuning in, many who've joined us live now and would hang on to your words. What would your advice be for students at a time when nothing more is really in their control for their results?
My advice to them is, one, see opportunity in every adversity. Sometimes when things are beyond your control, there's nothing exactly that we can do about it. So they have to accept it, and they have to aim at honing their skills. They have to understand that life is not about one exam only. There'll be a plethora of challenges for them. There'll be exams, so many other exams at every step, and which they have to clear with their good sense, with their prudence, with their wisdom. So they have to exercise self-restraint. They have to not overreact. And everybody is facing the same thing. It's not that this situation is only applicable to them. So that is one thing they have to remember. Then the role of counselors is very important. Every school has got a counseling cell. Our school counselors are regularly assuaging the anxieties of students by speaking to them, by sending them little handouts, by having regular sessions one-to-one with them. And children must talk out. I feel the children must relieve their stress by speaking to people with whom they are comfortable, whether it's a friend or a parent or a teacher and a counselor. And they have to understand that the universities would also tweak their criteria. They would also be a little liberal, knowing that how peculiar the situation is. And they will have their own system of assessment. You see, they will also assess children on different parameters. They will change their parameters. There might be an entrance exam. There might be a group discussion. So children they should not feel disheartened. But they should feel optimistic that finally at least there is a conclusion to these months of anxiety, uncertainty and dilemma.
that they were going through.
I certainly hope so, because, you know, the Class 12 board exam is a merit system. It's about how you perform in that one exam. So students will be, you know, wondering about whether, you know, past errors, past foibles are going to spoil their chances as far as getting into good colleges, universities is concerned. It's a legitimate concern even on a normal year during admission. So you can imagine how much more, like Suruchi ma'am said, it's compounded this year. I hope I'm going to be third time lucky with Prema, who's in Kolkata with lots of Class 12 students. I'm going to try and go across to her. Prema, I hope you can hear me. Take it away. Tell us what students with you think.
Well, students here say that the uncertainty continues because even though the marking system has been declared, what will be the final result? Will they be happy with what they get, and will they get a chance to address these grievances through a revaluation? I have with me two students here. If you can tell us, what do you feel are the main concerns once your results come out, when they look at 30% weightage to Class 10, 11 exams and 40% weightage to Class 12 internal exams?
Subjects like SST and sciences are not a part of my curriculum right now. So I think this that was in Class 10. So that has been a whole shift. Also, students who have been in a different board in Class 10 and are changing their board will be an issue for them to calculate. So this is a bit arbitrary and a bit of ambiguity exists there.
Okay, so a bit of ambiguity there. I'm going to take another question now to you. When it comes to your results in Class 12, what did you hope for? Because you hoped to sit for these exams, that did not happen. Now with this marking system, how do you look at your future when it comes to college admissions?
See, like until June 1, we were prepared that we are going to give our boards, but like again on 1st June, they were like, no, the boards aren't happening. So it was a difficult thing. And now that the criteria is announced, we don't know our results will be satisfactory, or we could have done it better if we have given exams. So let's see about admissions, and let's see if we're satisfied with the marks which are being given to us.
So if you're not satisfied with the marks, will you go in for revaluation?
It depends on the situation. Like right now, according to the situation, they have been cancelled. So it clearly depends what will be, and should we give and should we sit for the boards, that is completely on time. So yeah.
One more question I'm going to take to you. When it comes to the pandemic, there was uncertainty even last year when you were in Class 11. How did you fare then, and did you look at Class 12 as a way of maybe doing better than you did in Class 11?
Yes, definitely, because Class 12 was an online year and we had a lot of time in our hands. So I think every one of us prepared in a very great way. There was a syllabus reduction as well. So I think the way we prepared and the way we gave exams in 11 is not exactly how we thought that it would be in Class 12. So I think the results would have been a bit higher if we would have been given the opportunity to sit and give the exam.
So they were hoping to sit and give the exam, sit at an exam center, but that did not happen. However, they're going to be waiting for the results with the new marking system and hoping that it all works in their favor, that it can help them with college admissions. Back to you, Shiv.
Thanks very much, Prema, for getting us those voices there. In fact, even as we've been, broadcasting this live show, we've still got non-stop voices coming in from across the country. So I feel compelled to represent all of those voices. Here's more voices that have just come in here.
The only thing that may be a problem for the students is their Class 10 marks, because most of the students change their streams from Class 10 to 11. The 30 marks will matter, especially now there are no exams. We are not getting marks of the exam that we were supposed to give for the boards. This 30 marks will matter in the future, like when we go for interviews and all. Rather than judging on Class 10 marks, I think the 30 marks should have been upon the Viva, the practicals or the internals that we have given.
Honestly speaking, we aren't much convinced with the taking of Class 11th marks, considering that Class 11th is not considered as a very serious academic year as compared to Classes 10th and 12th. As students, we focus more on extracurricular activities and etc. During our Class 11th, and hence I believe that taking of Class 11th should be reconsidered.
As students, we are a little bit worried about the results, but the CBSE will help us in evaluating our performance so that after 12th we can pursue professional courses. Whatever will be the marking system, but it should be fair and free from discrimination.
As a Class 12 student, I think the decision which is finalized by CBSE is not favorable for me,
and maybe for others, because many of us might have been indulged in co-curricular activities in class 11, and we knew the fact that we don't have to appear board exams in class 11, and that's why we might have taken it lightly. Also, including class 11th result in class 12th will not judge our potential to its fullest.
I don't totally support the marking criteria that the Education Department has decided for the batch of 2021. In 10th standard, there were few subjects that are not in 11th and 12th. In 11th standard, I studied the whole year, but in the end, the COVID situation spread so much that my annual exams were cancelled for 11th standard.
While I appreciate CBSE's efforts to reward consistent and strong academic rigor, I believe that there is a fundamental flaw in the way that these results are being calculated. The large part of the board exams and why they were considered important is that they provided us a standardized scale on which students' academic rigor could be evaluated accurately and correctly. However, this accuracy is not possible when there are so many different schools offering so many different exams at so many different difficulties.
Adding our scores from 10th standard where we weren't evaluated for these subjects might not have been the most preferred method of evaluation for any of us. However, given the circumstances, this method not only finds a solution to this completely unprecedented situation, but also emphasizes on the importance of continuous evaluation and doesn't decide our future completely based on our board exam results.
We're going to be tracking the fallout of this formula very, very closely here on India Today. I'd like to thank Suruchi ma'am, Zubin, Rajneesh and all of the students who've joined us from across the country on this developing story here. I wish you the best. India Today will always speak your voice. We'll keep you posted on any changes that the government brings in on this formula, the grievance redressal, everything. You'll find it here on India Today. Consider us your allies as you go forward in these very important steps. Thank you very much for giving us your valuable time and being with me here on this show. We're taking a very quick break here. Up next, legend Cristiano Ronaldo moved 2 Coca-Cola bottles